Lanka Unites. We are joined here by the delegates of the University of Oklahoma who are here on an exchange program organized by the University of Oklahoma in partnership with the State Department and Sri Lanka Unites. We are joined here by Mrs. Abbey Marino. Mrs. Abbey, could you please give us an introduction about yourself so that we have an idea about what you do?
Yes, hi, my name is Abbey Marino. I run programs and partnerships for 36 Degrees North, which is a co-working space and entrepreneurship hub in Tulsa, Oklahoma. There I manage our community engagement, I manage our sales, I manage putting on any type of entrepreneurship programming and curriculum, and I work with many partners in the city of Tulsa to make sure our programming is best in class.
Amazing. How has your trip to Sri Lanka been? What have you been doing? Tell us a little about it.
Yes, my trip to Sri Lanka has been amazing. I absolutely love it here. It's a beautiful country. Everyone we've met has taken such great care of us. Everyone's been so hospitable. We've been able to visit with all of the fellows who came to the U.S. And while doing that, we've learned a lot about their businesses, about how they're growing their businesses, and we've learned a lot about the ways that their experience in the U.S. has helped them either build relationships and partnerships for future business or think about the way that they're doing things in the day-to-day a little bit differently. So we've absolutely loved getting to visit everybody. We went and visited the U.S. Embassy, we saw the Chamber of Commerce, and then my favorite visit, of course, was our visit to Hatch, which was where we were able to connect about being in the same industry, even though we live so far away, and share best practices. And I know that we are going to continue to engage together from here on out. So that's what we've done on the business side, but on the cultural side, we've been able to visit Yala National Park, where we went on a safari and we saw a baby elephant. We've eaten lots of delicious food, and we've gotten to see all of the beautiful nature and many different cities along the south as we drove from Colombo to Yala.
Amazing. What are some of the challenges that you have faced as an entrepreneur?
Yes. So as someone who builds programs from the ground up, there are many challenges, and I would say the one that I've experienced and the one that many of the entrepreneurs and founders that I work with experience is really getting a deep understanding of the market and the customers and the people who are being served. So it's really easy to get in our heads and think, this is going to be a really good idea and people are going to want to buy it. But it's more important to get in the heads of our customers and the people who want to buy things so that we can understand deeply what they need and why they're buying our products, because when we can do that, then we understand why they're buying, how we should market to them, and what is most important about the product or service that we're providing.
Yes. What keeps you going? What are some accomplishments and moments in your career that makes you keep being engaged with what you do?
Yeah, well, what I get to do is make entrepreneurs live their dreams. So it's a really, really impactful career to get to design programs and connect entrepreneurs with mentors or beta customers or the curriculum and the programming that they need to understand and have that light bulb moment of how to move forward. So I'm really kept going by the people I've met along the way and by the impact those people get to make in the communities they're serving. But really what's so cool about this entrepreneurship community is that we're all doing the same things, we're just doing them in different cities. And a lot of times we're really siloed in those cities and communities. So I'm in Tulsa, I think about entrepreneurs in Tulsa. But getting to go on an exchange program like this and meet with entrepreneurs and entrepreneurial support organizations in Sri Lanka and be able to compare those to what I'm doing in Tulsa, Oklahoma, it's another really inspiring way to keep going and be motivated and to continue to build and facilitate these global relationships so that the entrepreneurs in Sri Lanka know that they're not alone, so that I know that I'm not alone. I have a partner in Hatch now who understands the industry the way that I do. And it's really exciting to know that we can continue to learn from each other and build with each other. And those are some of the things that really have kept me going along my career journey.
That's really great to hear. So what do you think of this program? How important do you think it is to Sri Lankan entrepreneurs and Sri Lanka itself?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I've been involved with this program for about 5 years now. I have worked with probably 4 or 5 different cohorts that have come to the US from Pakistan, India, Nepal, Kazakhstan, and now Sri Lanka, which is so exciting for us in the US to be able to get to know another culture even more deeply. But this program is so impactful on both sides. It really is an exchange where Sri Lankans take away important learnings, and we in the US take away just the same amount of inspiration, motivation, collaboration. So being a part of this program is an opportunity to go visit somebody who's doing the exact same thing just halfway across the world. And you can learn so much. You can learn what not to do, right? You can learn from other entrepreneurs' mistakes. But you can also learn other ways of thinking about the business that you're doing. So oftentimes we get so focused in the day-to-day of building a company and making something happen that we forget about all of the other instances and all the other ways to look at the problem in the day-to-day. So being able to step away for a month and get an experience in a different culture with people who think a little bit differently can really increase the inspiration and passion. We've heard stories of people this week who have learned new ways to be efficient with meetings, people who have thought differently about company culture since coming to the US. But then we've also heard stories from people in the US of, well, now that I've met with these folks in different countries, I have, someone in India who is doing all of our coding. I have someone in Pakistan who's going to be a program partner, and now we're able to build partnerships here within Sri Lanka. And so that just connects us so that in the future, as opportunities arise, if I need someone to develop a WordPress website, now I know Asi, who's a fellow here, who can do that for someone in the US. So there's so much learning, collaboration, opportunity to just get out of the day-to-day and be inspired and more creative. But all in all, it's a once-in-a-lifetime experience to get to go to another country and be guided around through the best of what that country has to offer by people local who know what they're doing. And I've gotten to benefit from coming here to Sri Lanka this week. Through meeting with Hatch, I've been able to think about the programs I'm running a little bit differently. And I've gotten to really enjoy Sri Lanka, know which foods to try and which places to go visit, because we've had such an incredible group of hosts touring us around.
Finally, is there any advice that you would be giving to upcoming entrepreneurs, not just in Sri Lanka, but around the world?
Yeah, what a great question. The advice that I would give, I kind of already touched on, but really get to know your market. Make sure you're building something that somebody wants, and make sure you know that there are enough of those people that you can build a business that's going to sustain you. But then the second thing I would say is don't do it alone. Don't be afraid to reach out. Entrepreneurs need community. It's a really, really lonely community, or it's a really lonely venture to build a business on your own. And there are many people and many resources out there that can support you, so just don't do it alone. And then last thing I would say, especially to the businesses and the entrepreneurs we've met in Sri Lanka, is just don't underestimate yourselves. So we have been so impressed by all of the businesses we've met with, whether they're fellows who've come to the US before or budding entrepreneurs at a university level. We've been blown away just by the quality and the passion and the desire to make businesses that do good. And so I would say hold on to that spirit and don't underestimate what you're doing here, because we've been so impressed.
That was very interesting indeed. It was really great having you here. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure.